What's going on, guys? It's just gonna be like a not a rant video, but just an update on my Byrna SD. So maybe like a month ago, I was firing this, and the firing pin valve like broke off. And this is an old Byrna SD. I've had it since I believe like either February or March of 2022. So it's almost 3 years old. It's 2.5 years old, pretty much. I was shooting it in the backyard, and then a piece just kind of broke, and this is half of the piece. So this is the firing valve pin. So this is pretty much inside here. I've already taken this apart. It's really like finicky to put back together. There's other markers you can get that are way easier to reassemble and disassemble, and you can actually buy parts and stuff for it. The reason I'm not fixing this is because it's out of warranty, obviously. It costs $75 to get a return slip from Byrna, and that includes like shipping to them and returning back to you. So shipping, I've shipped my Tipex out, and I get kind of like a special deal at my work. So because where I work, we ship out things a lot. I don't work like in a big warehouse thing or anything, but we have a deal with sending out stuff through UPS and stuff. So for me to ship this out to Tipman was $20, and or like 18 something, and they shipped it back to me without me paying out of pocket. All I had to do, this was my old TPX I bought off eBay. There were some issues with the old original parts, and I contacted Tipman, and a long time ago they had a part swap program where you can send in your Tipex TPX, and they'll switch out some of the internal parts to modernize it. And basically, when I sent it in, they saved me like $150, $140 at least, by giving me new parts for it. And all I had to do was pay for shipping. And that's only because this was a TPX with a low serial number. I just lucked out like that. So this cost $75 to fix, basically. And I'll send it in. Byrna will look at it, fix it, send it back. If I end up doing that, I'm obviously going to take this off and put the original one back on, and put the original cap back on, which I have those parts in the house. And I'm just going to give them their bag of parts and be like, yeah, dude, I tried to fix this myself, but all I needed was a firing valve pin, which sheared off. This is basically like a long piece of metal with two little cutouts, and I believe it broke where the two cutouts were, and it goes in the valve back here, and the hammer strikes this. So there's a this piece right here is the hammer, and when you pull the trigger, it comes back, and then it flies forward because there's spring tension on it. So this strikes the back of this little thing, and it's pushing it. So I was out in the backyard rapid firing this, like mag dumping basically, and getting chrono readings and stuff, and then it just stopped working. And then I started, I had a full like CO2 cartridge in here, and I'd shake it around, and I heard rattling noise. And upon removing everything, like taking this whole thing apart, I found that this valve pin broke. And like a valve pin, you can buy valve pins for the M17. You can buy valve pins for, a Tipex. You can buy them for the TR50. You can buy them for the HDP50. They're typically like $20, $15, maybe $30. You can probably buy them for the FSC. You can buy them for a lot of other markers. Salt Supply, you have to send in your marker. They don't give out parts and stuff. I don't know how it works for like Intrabuster or like Pistel X68 or any of those things. But basically what I'm getting at is Byrna doesn't sell parts. They just want you to send it in. This is very complicated to take apart and put back together correctly. That's one of the reasons why they probably just want you to send it in. This part would probably be $10 to $20 maximum, I'm assuming. But I have to pay $75 to send this in. So with that $75, I've already shared this in other videos. I bought a TCR valve for the Tipex. So pretty much the best I could get this to perform was like on a normal day with normal conditions, 12 to 14 joules, which, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos with this hitting people. Some people just take it, just chief it, like what was that? Like it looks like a bee stung them, and they're just like, okay, whatever, like, come at me, bro. Like, it doesn't phase them. I've seen other people, like, what seems to be overreaction, or they're just like a wuss. Like, I don't know, they just can't take the pain. They have a really low pain tolerance, and they just fall over on the ground, and they're like flopping around like a dead fish. So I don't know, like, with the readings, chrono readings and stuff I compare this to like a paintball marker, and I played paintball, and it stings, but it's not gonna like put you down unless you get like hit in the face or like in the neck or something. So with this only having 5 shots, or if you have 7 shots, moving targets and the way you shoot and stuff, and your adrenaline pumping, I feel like it's not the best route with kinetics, because I live in California, so I can't use pepper and stuff, not legally. I can't use pepper balls and stuff like that. I can use pepper spray, and I can use pepper gel, and I can use like the JPX Firestorm, and you know, all that stuff, tasers, like all that's on the table. I just can't buy pepper balls. And I, instead of paying $75 for like a $15 or $20 part that Byrna doesn't sell, I bought a TCR valve for this. So this already was performing pretty well. Like, I could confidently get 30 joules at least, or like 35 to 40 joules out of this, depending on what type of barrel I'm using, what air source I'm using. Even on a 12 gram cartridge with this big hammerhead barrel, and, you know, just a normal CO2 cart, I believe I was getting like 35 joules out of this thing, and it is big. This is a lot smaller than the Tipex, obviously. Like, you know, it's a lot smaller, so it is much more concealable. But mainly for me, because I'm in California, I can't use these in public. If I do use one, it has to be like blatantly orange or yellow. This obviously isn't orange or yellow. I'm using this at my house, so it doesn't matter, you know, really what I use at my house. That was going to be the same deal for this one. I'm going to use this at my house. I have my Salt Supply S2 usually as my like EDC. It's in my truck, in my car, wherever I go. I pretty much have my Salt Supply S2 with me. It is black, but I mean, I've had these things for going on 3 years now, and I've never been in a situation where I even remotely feel like I need to use it. I do like to stay ready for anything like that to happen. So, you know, I'm constantly shooting outside. But yeah, it's just kind of disappointing, because I didn't use this that much for the 3 years I've had it, 2.5 years that I've had it. I probably shot off camera maybe 200 or 150 rounds. And then every other time I've shot this, it's been on camera. And I don't have a lot of videos with me using this, but I have used it. So I'd say probably 600 to 800 rounds, kind of conservatively, I've shot through this. And it broke after, you know, 800 rounds. I haven't shot this a whole lot, but I have shot it kind of a lot, and at super high power, like, you know, 35, 40 joules. I haven't maxed it out and used it yet with the TCR valve in here, but I'm just going to assume it's going to hit 45 to 50 joules. And I'm not going to try to be running this max power all the time, because with my TCR, I had a problem where an O-ring popped off, and then like I had to figure out what happened. But now that I'm very, very much more comfortable tearing stuff apart and fixing them myself, I just decided to, you know, scrap the Burna SD for now, at least. Like, I'm not even considering fixing it or anything, because yeah, now I have 2 Tipexes I have a crap ton of magazines for it, and I have like 6 different barrels that I could use with my Tipex, and it functions completely normal. The only thing that's a drawback is the size, but like I said, I'm not trying to conceal this or put it in a bag and walk around with it at the mall or shopping or whatever. Like, um, I live in a less densely populated, county. I don't live in LA County. I live in Ventura County. So there's a lot less people around here versus living in the city. So I have that to my advantage. And yeah, like if I lived in a more populated, more densely populated area, I'd probably consider getting this fixed. But like as it is right now, for the Byrna SD, I have 3 magazines. The lights that I put on here, they can fit on any other Tip-X or S2 or whatever. So like there's really no reason for me other than this is more concealable and it has less power. That's the only thing that this has going for it for me in my eyes. And yeah, like it's broken. It's like a $15-$20 part. I had to pay $75 to get it fixed, and because they don't sell parts. So yeah, I just decided to go this route because I already have lots of accessories. This is easily repairable. All these little O-rings and fittings you can just buy anywhere, pretty much any paintball store online. My local shop, A&S Gear, they have all this stuff for the Tip-X, and it just seemed like a better route for me to go, versus getting this fixed and getting 10 11 joules on a cold day, or like 9 joules on a cold day. It's winter time where I'm at right now, like fall, and like outside right now it's like 58 degrees. So I'm sure this will outperform this even in cold weather, because it just has such a higher level of joules and stuff. And yeah, like I said, since I'm in California, I can't legally use pepper balls and like Duke Max projectiles or like OC Pava mixture stuff. Like I can't use that stuff. And then obviously a lot of people have cameras everywhere, and there's surveillance a lot of places. So like I could try to be slick and use it, but like I said, I haven't had any issues in my area where I live where I've even considered having to use one of these. I always carry like some sort of knife with me, and in my car I have it's a tire iron, but it's basically like a really heavy bar. And I know that stuff like that, clubs and stuff, you kind of have a higher chance of it getting taken away from you, especially if you're not used to using it or whatever, like the way you swing it. And if someone's actually prepared to fight you with a club, they could easily grab it, and you'd be wrestling with them for it. So yeah, I have other stuff besides just an air gun or a less lethal launcher, whatever you want to call it. And then I have BB guns and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty much scrapping my Byrna SD. I wouldn't say it's unreliable, but for me, the way I was using it wasn't like extreme or anything, but it did break on me. And yeah, it's just gonna be here for a while. I have the money to fix it. That's not an issue. I just don't feel like I need to fix it because I have 2 of these. I have the S2. I have 2 HDP 50s. I have a TR 50. I have the HDR 68. Like I have plenty of other markers I can use aside from this. If you're not looking to modify things and you just want to buy something, and that's kind of the route you're going to go, you could get one of these, but the S2 is more powerful. If you can use pepper balls, you could go with this, but you are going to pay more money. The Salt Supply S2 is, $230, $250, something like that. This is like $380. I think they have a sale going on right now where it's probably $320, but it's still more expensive than the S2. And The S2 is shaped differently. It probably goes to about here, like the front of the barrel to the back of the barrel, and the handle is oriented different. It's, you know, the handle's in the back of the gun and or marker. It's not kind of in the middle or like offset to the side. Tipex, it's kind of offset more than the Byrna SD, but even with that offset, it's much bigger than the SD. So yeah, for the foreseeable future, I'm probably not gonna fix my SD. I'll probably tell my brother about it and tell him, yeah, dude, like, I don't know, it's a cool marker, but for 75 bucks to fix it, where I can get much more power out of this and the S2 and, you know, all these other things I have, it's not really worth me to fix this. I mean, I could get an HDP 50 for an extra like $25-$30, and then once I mod it and fix the shitty detents and make my own little PEX pipe detent and put a magnet catch on there, I have all that material, I have all that stuff already. Once I do those very easy minimal skill upgrades to an HDP 50, it's better than this. I can stick like a giant tank on it. I can put an airline on it. There's much more ammunition you can use on it, and it'll just outperform this any day. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna use this, not gonna fix it. It's not that I wouldn't recommend this. It is a nice marker when it works. It's just mine has the random firing valve pin that shattered, and yeah, like I said, it's like a $15 part, probably 20 bucks, and they don't sell parts, so I had to pay $75 to fix this. The total cost, I'm assuming, but yeah, I'm not even really thinking about fixing that, so I'm just gonna run with the S2, my TR50, HDP 50, Tipexes, and all the other markers I have, the BB guns and stuff. And yeah, that's just a little update on the Byrna SD and what I'd rather spend the money on versus that. So yeah, see you guys next time.